On this episode, Andrew and the Carlson Moto team will have the energy of his hometown fans as the Championship Off-Road Series will bring the race to his own backyard, the ERX Motor Park, also known as one of the most technical tracks in the off-road series. With great elevation changes, massive jumps, split lane sections, everything you need for some astounding racing. This is Inside Off-Road.
Leaving Crandon, I think we definitely ended on a high note in the Cup race, super exciting, and I felt better about the Pro 4 coming out of Crandon than I did the UTV, which is usually not the case. Like, I'm just super confident we can win in the UTV no matter what track and where we come, and I was just kind of feeling defeated. I didn't get a win at Crandon in the UTV, and that was hard. I felt like because I had my hopes so high coming in, I felt like that car was just bad fast, and for some reason I always struggle dealing with it if I outdrive people and I don't beat them. Everyone takes it super serious. I take it extremely serious. I take it personal. I hate even just watching some of these other videos and how many times we say we have bad luck. Like, I'm sick of that. Like, we'll create our own luck, and we gotta be pushing, we gotta be there, we gotta have our equipment dialed. And so that was just my mindset coming into ERX. Like, I'm sick of saying we have bad luck, and I'm sick of running good and not finishing good. UTV, we went out, there was carnage in qualifying, so it was looking like it was going to be a long weekend in that class. And the guy in front of me, they called green and he didn't go. And I was like hesitating a little bit, I didn't know what to think. And Corey's like, go, 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 green. And I'm like, so basically I was right behind he and Owen and for the whole practice, or whole qualifying. And it sucked because I know we had speed, and I felt like I was faster than them. The very first lap we came around, I knew I had already followed him for too much, so I was like, okay, that's not going to be my fast lap. Corey's like, okay, give him some room. So we like significantly slowed down until the guy behind me caught us, and then we kicked it in, and we still caught him in like half a lap, and it was just kind of frustrating because we came in and I never ended up getting by him, and the couple times I did get next to him, he like to try to pass him, he like shut the door on me again, and it's like, I'm not gonna punt you in practice or something, but like I came off the track and I was just upset, like really upset, and I even like had to not say something to him in qualifying. I was just frustrated that there was nothing I could have done, and I drive really well when I'm upset, so it ended up working out because it pissed me off. And then we hopped in the Pro 4 and went out and wrung its neck, and I just took my anger out on the Pro 4, and we came out P1, so in the Pro 4, which was awesome. And then when I got out of the Pro 4, we looked back and I was ended up P2 in the UTV. So, but it all ended up working out. And to be honest, someone else qualified first in Pro Mod. We were second, and he drew like a 4, which is like the best pill you can draw. And every time I've drawn like a 6 or an 8. So I'm like, it was probably better because I'm starting better than I would be because I'm second, and if I would have drawn, I definitely would have drawn like an 8. So hindsight worked out, everything was all good. But like I said, we were fastest qualifier in Pro 4, which means I had to do the pill draw. What do you think we drew? An 8. So yeah, I was not gonna go buy a lottery ticket that night. So we started in the second row. There's a short race and I'm not starting where I want to be, so make hay when the sun shines. The minute that green flag goes, like, that's the closest I'm going to be to him, you know, bumper to bumper. So make it quick and get it over with.
Green flag, here we go. Scotty Lawrence, Ronnie Van Epper, and Andrew Carlson, your top 3. Carlson not wasting any time. Carlson right away down the inside of Rodney Van Epper. Like a good clean start for the entire field here in Pro Mod side by side. Al Loire on the outside of Rod Van Eperen through the 180. Al Loire, he's going to try to make his way past Van Eperen. Van Eperen shuts the door, but look at the battle for the lead already up front. There it is, Scotty Lawrence. Here comes Andrew Carlson. He knows just about where every rock is located on this racetrack. See, this is his hometown. With that run by Carlson as he takes over the lead up and over the Air Force flyaway.
Yeah, we were super smart but tactical and assertive on that first lap, and made some really good moves And I think by the second lap, we were leading.
Yeah, hot Rod Van Emeren and that number 45 Yamaha trying to chase down the Polaris number 15 of Andrew Carlson. He's got about a 15-car length lead right now on hot Rod Van Emeren. Carlson came into this round 5 race second in points behind Rodney Van Emeren. Both of those drivers have lived in the top 5 for our first 4 rounds of the end zone champion.
You got the whole rest of the race in front of you, like you got in the lead that early and you didn't start there. You have to be ready for that mentality, right? Because you don't want to beat the car up too much. You don't want to just run as hard as you can, end up making a mistake, and then saying, why didn't I just tone it down? Or
Fastest lap of the race so far is Andrew Carlson with a 56.129. It's a couple tenths faster than the fastest lap by Rodney Van Emeren, but my eyes are telling me that Rod Van Emeren is gaining some ground. It's not going to matter now, though, because this is our competition yellow here at Probot side by side.
Yeah, that lead just went away for Andrew Carlson, so this is the wish and hope for Ronnie Van Emeren to get another shot at our race leader.
I just felt like I was out there practicing. Again, no one in front of me. I could run whatever line I wanted, and it was just comfy. And I'm really comfortable here doing that, and that was cool.
Carlson can take off at any time, and he doesn't waste any time.
Yeah, took off right away into the restart zone. Rod Van Emberen's going to file a ride in front of Lamar. Lamar was trying to run that outside line through turn 1.
It didn't really get interesting until the last lap. Yeah, on that last lap, we were sure pushing hard at the end. Rodney was, he had nothing to lose. He was just throwing it in hard and driving in super deep and along the corners. And I think he was trying to push me to have me do the same thing. No, it was smart of Rodney to do. It definitely made me think, but at the same time, I know what I got to do here, and I felt like the car was glued there, and he was going to have to go all the way around me if he wanted to pass me there.
Van Emeren again losing touch with our race leader, Andrew Carlson. Carlson has just been on rails this entire time.
And then like 2 corners to go, the car started making just weird noise. The RPMs were all over and kind of spiked the RPMs a little bit, and I was like, man. Started coming down the hill, and I felt the power going away.
Has anything left, like I said, coming through the Ziegler Cat turn one final time. Look at Van Emeren really putting the heat on the last turn.
Looking for
I couldn't hold it wide open. I didn't know what it was, and
home stretch. Checkered flag is out. Carlson will hold on for the roundabout win at Probot.
Something happened to Andrew Carlson as he crossed the checkered flag.
Yeah, we literally coasted across the finish line. Rodney came flying by me, and I was dude, my heart started pounding so hard. But yeah, we ended up having just a fluke mechanical, like on the finish line jump. It reminded me of like when you watch an Olympic sprinter, like when they cross the finish line, how they like coast for like the whole rest of the corner. It'd be like winning and then just like stopping, and then like breathing hard and like having the camera right there, and like there was a drone that was like flying by me, and I'm like, this is kind of awkward. Like everyone's probably looking at me, wondering what I broke. And I was all revved up. Like normally I get that lap to kind of cool down, and I didn't. It was really awkward. Like I felt weird. Like, then do I get out, walk to the podium? That'd be awkward. I'm not gonna do that. Well, like the guy's gonna come get me. Well, they can't come out here because there's other cars on the track still. And the tow guys were like, "Where are you going? Where are you going as a tow?" I'm like, "Can you just push me backwards or something?" I don't know. That was weird. Hopefully I don't ever have to do that again. And I was like, I couldn't believe it. They had to push me to the podium.
Just had a little mechanical. I just felt the car started losing power, and yeah, just sketchy, but I still got her done. I don't think I've ever been through anything like that in my life. So I don't know, I felt some stuff happen in the last couple laps and just knew I needed to run a smart race and get her home.
And we're just about ready to go Pro 4 racing here at ERX Motor Park.
Yeah, like I said, we started 8th because I drew a big invert. So we were just buried. I honestly didn't even, if I told you I had a game plan, I would have been lying.
850 to 900 plus
ended up getting behind Adrian Cheney and just like got in a weird funk behind him. Could not pass him. I think I landed on him 3 different times, like not intentionally, just like he would be going really fast all of a sudden and then he would like lose his mojo. And we ended up getting by him with a couple, I think right after halfway. And then from there, we could run clean laps. I felt like it was kind of like qualifying in Pro Mod. I never got to run my line because I was too busy trying to try other lines and get around him. And then the minute we did, I felt like we ran our quickest lap. And the white flag came out sooner than I thought it was going to come out. Pretty soon, I'm sitting there thinking, we're in 5th with 2 to go. I got a ways to go to get on the box here. So I'd almost rather break than finish 5th. So I had to just go for it. So we really pushed hard and made some risky moves, but a couple passes, one guy started spinning out, and coming out of Talladega, we ended up squeaking by. It wasn't one of those ones where I knew we were going to be on the podium and I just needed to bring it home. It was actually the opposite. Like, we're not in a good spot here, and I need some favors and I need some speed. So it was like 1 to go, and I'm like, man, we're in 4th. It's kind of one of those deals, like, really wanted to get in 3rd, but I didn't know how realistic it was with 1 corner to go. But luckily, the guy in front of us started spinning out. We were right there, capitalized on it. So we didn't want to get in the pileups and get tangled up. We wanted to be there at the end. And I feel like we played that card a little too long. It allowed the front guys to push away, and ultimately weren't able to catch the lead group. We ended up still getting 3rd, but yeah, we definitely learned some stuff for the next day.
You got to be there at the end, and he drove hard. The last few laps were the best I've seen him drive in a while. He was pushing it hard. So mid-race, I think he had a sandwich. He took a nap in there a little bit. He wasn't. He followed a guy around a little longer than he should have, but in the end, he came through the podium spot, and I'm really proud.
We had a really good day in the UTV. Pro 4-wise, 3rd is not a bad day, but at the same time, it wasn't the way I wanted to get a 3rd. And not that I really wanted to be 3rd. I wanted to be up front. So I know what I'm going to do differently. I know I got to charge, and I can't be patient with these guys. So
Now it's time for this week's Tech Tip featuring Fox Shocks.
Hi, this is Rick Strobel from Fox Factory. Today we're going to talk a little bit about the difference between on the racetrack compared to in the dunes of the desert or on the trail. When you're on the dunes and desert and trail, you want a car that works all the time perfectly. Well, that's hard because, again, there's a lot of different terrain you're on. But when you have a dynamics package with live valve from Fox, you have the ultimate because the car is smart. It does things. It sees the corner. It feels the corner. It feels when you're on the air. We need that same thing when we're on the racetrack. When Andrew's going around the corner, he needs to have the outside get stiff because, again, he's charging the corner. Then he's hitting jumps. Well, at the end of the day, both Andrew on the racetrack and you on the trail or in the dunes need the same features. And the cool part about that, with Polaris and the dynamic system featured with live valve, it does that for you. It's a smart way of thinking. It makes your ride very enjoyable for the day. When you're trying to drive in different terrains with more people, less people in your 4-seaters, push the button, use the different modes, go to your local Polaris dealer and make sure you ask for Fox Shocks with live valve.
A new day of racing is about to unfold at ERX. Andrew and the team are not the only ones looking to make a statement on the track tonight. Will Andrew be able to reclaim his first place podium in a Pro Mod side-by-side? And also secure a win in the challenging Pro 4 class?
Yeah, day 2, I knew I had more work cut out for me though because we were starting 6th. And there were faster guys in front of us. I was going to have to make some passes quick, and they were going to have to be clean to keep the car together. So.
Hey, bud, you ready to rock and roll? Sir. Just be smart. We're racing the clock. We got to put some laps together. Let's go, 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 go.
On this start, Pro Mod side-by-side is underway here at ERX Motor Park. Yeah, you see it there, that Can-Am Sony showing a lot of smoke out the back right from the start of this one. That's going to let Leland Tice in the number 94 jump out to the early race lead.
Look at Robert Loire, Shane, coming to that inside. Andrew Carlson trying to button up to the rear bumper and make his way through this tough track.
Hans Haugen in the number 18 tries to go alongside Tice. He's going to dive to the bottom side. Loire now pulling up to the back bumper of Tice as well. Haugen is going to take over the lead, at least for a moment, as they go from 4th and 5th. The Yamaha Ledbetter on the inside. Carlson tries the crossover move.
Yeah, nice move by Andrew Carlson. Didn't even make any contact with Grant. Yamaha's definitely reeling him in.
Van Emeren came into round 6 today as your points leader in Bromont side by side. Carlson trying to cross over, go down to the bottom on Haugen. He's got a great run out of that inside split lane.
Well, we're looking at Carlson. You look at our computer screen, a 56.175 by Andrew Carlson. So he is the fastest one out on the racetrack as we speak.
By like lap 5, we were up there. I think we were about second. And Robert actually got out in the front, into the lead. And I tested with him once this year, and so I knew he had followed me around that track and kind of knew my lines. So I was hoping he wasn't going to be directly in my fast line because it makes it a little harder to pass. But yeah, we ended up getting him right in the split lane. We had a lot more exit speed coming off of turn 2 than he did, and we were driving it in pretty deep, and just we weren't faster than him in one particular spot really bad. It was just we were a little bit faster in a lot of small little spots. So and actually coming through the pack like that, we made really hard contact with one of the guys. He kind of just stalled the car. We were already sliding in the corner, not much we could do, and ended up making contact with him, and we ended up losing 4-wheel drive. So we were just driving the back 2, and I had to drive the car a lot different, and you got to drive it like a Pro 2, you know, which in certain track conditions, it can be tricky to not spin it out. And you got to open up your entries and kind of trust that no one's going to dive bomb you. But when you're in a 4-wheel drive class, it's really easy for them to get under you. It's kind of like the Cup race.
Shocks rhythm section one more time. That is Robert Loire trying to hunt down that man right there, Andrew Carlson.
How I reacted to it, I didn't let it bum me out, and I just kind of stayed positive through it. A lot of it is mental. I think you can defeat yourself pretty easy if you count yourself out. You know, I think it would have been real easy to try to just salvage points and not spin out, because very easily we could have made a mistake and tipped the car over or spun out and finished mid-pack.
He's right there, about 2 car lengths behind. We'll see if he can cross him over.
One last time for Ziegler can't turn. Loire holding on to second. Carlson is going to take the win.
Kudos to Andrew Carlson. What a run by him.
Back-to-back wins here at his hometown track, ERX Motor Park.
I wanted to win, so we kept pushing, and you know, I didn't focus on the negatives. I didn't focus on how big of a bummer it was, and you know, your mind's powerful, and I think a lot of that connects to how you're driving and how it looks, and that's probably why a lot of people didn't know I was in 2-wheel drive, because I was still pushing the car really hard and having fun doing it, and honestly, I don't ever want to do it again, but it was pretty cool. I had a lot of pressure on this race just because I feel like we had the monkey on our back after the first day, only getting the third, and just waiting too long to get up there. So I had a lot less patience. I knew I needed to come out and charge, and honestly, we were starting 7th, so it was about the same as the day before. And exactly like I just said, I didn't have much patience. Hammered down first lap, threw it in there, didn't really care, was going for it, and it bit me hard.
There's the green flag. That's all that horsepower headed down for turn 1. Kyle Cheney absolutely launching over that hill into turn 1. But he's going to hold the point. We saw him run a very strong opening few laps yesterday.
Already look at CJ Greaves now. He's going to go to that bottom side, try to get around RJ Anderson. Oh, Anderson goes around.
Collects Carlson in the process. That's going to let everybody else go by.
Wow, one of the Greaves bumped Jimmy Henderson, spun him out, and I was there to meet him. Yeah, tried, nothing I could do. He was fully T-boned, and we didn't smash him, but was trying to get on the binders and thought maybe he'd spin out of the way a little bit more, and it never happened. So we kind of got locked up on him and had to reverse off in the process. Like we were stuck. We were really stuck. Our cars just aren't meant to have high loads in reverse. It's meant for backing into your parking spot. So yeah, we ended up hurting the front drive trying to back off of him, and once again, Saturdays are for two-wheel drive, I guess. But yeah, both vehicles, Pro Mod and Pro 4, two-wheel drive, stuck for the whole race. I was pushing, but there's not much I could do. We actually still ran some pretty fast laps for two-wheel drive in the Pro 4. I had plenty of practice on it in the Pro Mod, so maybe that helped. But I was just frustrated. I feel like a lot of these guys are getting chippy, and there's a lot of little dink shots like that, spinning guys out. And I don't know, there's a lot of it at Crandon too. And I don't like racing that way. I feel like it's cheap. I feel like it's dirty. I don't think it's fair. I don't think it's fair to fans. It doesn't make a good show. And even Jimmy, he didn't do anything wrong in that corner. He just wrong place, wrong time. But all these trucks have brake pedals, and some of these guys just don't care. Hope what goes around comes around a little bit. And I'm not saying I'm gonna be gunning for guys and taking dudes out and any of that, because I've been there, done that, and it's not the way I want to drive. I just want a shot at, putting a good show on and running a good race and seeing where we finish. But yeah, we kind of didn't get to do that on Saturday, and it was a bummer. We hit 3 out of 4 podiums, none to hang our head about. I've had way worse weekends at my home track. End of the day, we were high-fiving, team was pumped, we ran good. I felt like people knew we were there to win, and at the end of the day, we're not out in Pro 4 for the championship. We got a steep climb, and the best way to climb out of that is go to Lena and kick some butt. So,
with the midway point of the season reached, a year-end championship is on the line. Andrew and the Carlson Moto team head to Lena, Wisconsin to keep pushing for that Pro 4 win and to protect his 20-point lead in the Pro Mod side-by-side.